A very warm welcome to the 5th International Conference on Research in Business 2020. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. With technological interventions, the world needs new leadership, but the leadership is about working together. And it is when we start working together, the real outcome takes place. It is a time when collaboration works, not the competition, which brings us to the theme of the conference, that is, Together Towards Tomorrow, Tapping the Tempo. It is a matter of immense pride to stand here before the galaxy of intellectuals, professors, scholars, and practitioners who are continuously contributing in this direction. Our esteemed dignitaries are now present in the hall, and I'm delighted to offer a gracious welcome to them. Welcome, sir. Today we have with us Professor R.K. Singh, Head and Dean, Department of Commerce, University of Delhi, and Professor Arun Kumar, Department of Commerce and Business Administration, University of Allahabad, as keynote speakers. Now, may I take the honor of inviting our honorable guests to kindly take their seats on the dais. So please, a big round of applause for them. Thank you, sir. Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light, and the darkness will disappear itself. Now, I request our dignitaries sitting on the dais to come forward and kindle the lamp as we inaugurate the International Conference on Research in Business 2020. Let's strike the matchstick with a flourish and the light lamp will fill with oil. The oil used to light the lamp represents negative human tendencies. The wick of the lamp symbolizes the ego. The flame which looks up represents knowledge that evolves towards a higher consciousness. Knowledge drains the oil or innate tendencies as it burns and destroys the wick. Almighty, we pray for your blessings with all humility. Give us wisdom to make this world a better place. May all human beings live in harmony with nature. May the truth prevail. Thank you, sir. Deep in their roots, all flowers keep the light. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of wind, but the goodness of person spreads in all directions. Let's celebrate the presence of their goodness by presenting them a bunch of flowers. Now, I request Jovial Zainab to present a bouquet to our honorable chief guest, Professor R.K. Singh, sir. Thank you, Zainab. Now, I will request our magnificent Mahevash to present a bouquet to our keynote speaker, Professor Arun Kumar, sir. Thank you, Mahevash. about the wind. An optimist tries to change it, and the leader adjusts the sail. The sails for this particular notion were adjusted by a person who is not only a great motivation to all of us, but a visionary and the person who gave us the belief to bring together this event. He is none other than our beloved Professor Arun Kumar. He is a professor at the Department of Commerce and Business Administration, University of Allahabad, working prominently in the areas of application of information and communication technology in business, organizational and personal effectiveness, and quality management systems. Professor Kumar is associated with institutions of national and international repute for academic and research work. He has 30 years' experience of teaching, research, and publications. He is visiting faculty to the finest institutions and universities of the country. He has 10 books and 30 research papers, both national and international, to his credit. He is member of esteemed institutions of India and abroad. He has bagged valued international and international certifications of high order. Professor Kumar is a trusted name for consultancy in the area of quality management systems based on ISO 9001-2015 for organizations and educational institutions, IT audits, system development, human resource management and development, entrepreneurship, investments, and enterprise resource planning. An innate entrepreneur directing companies from 25 years with the unique capability to create solution with theory and evolve theory with practice. Professor Kumar is founding director of Suchita Group, which is market leader since 25 years. A big round of applause for him. To give a red carpet welcome to everyone assembled here, may I take the pleasure of inviting Professor Arun Kumar, the key force behind this conference, to welcome the respected gathering. Sir, please.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure, honor to welcome each one of you this morning. I'm happy that this is 5th edition of this ICRB, which we are in a position to launch. I welcome a dear friend, Professor R.K. Singh Sahab, Swati, Subodh, Shivani ji, Kumar Neeraj Satdev ji, Sanjay Satpathy Sahab, Iqbal Bhai, and many others, those who have joined us.
Now he's looking at me,
Yes.
many others, etc., miscellaneous. I'm happy, sir.
So, it's a seemingly warm morning after a long stretch of winters. So, I'm happy to welcome each one of you on this occasion. This time, the theme is Together Towards Tomorrow, Tapping at the Tempo. Without consuming much time, I'm just trying to set the tone so that our keynote speaker, Professor R.K. may enlighten each one of us. What is this? Normally we start with when, what's there for me. Then experts started guiding us that we should talk about when or when. Not only for me, but for others also. A great friend of mine, Girish Chandra Tripathi, retired IRS, introduced another when to this, which is the person who is not present, but the transaction is also related to this person. The when, and the third when for the person who is not present at the moment, or the person who is not in a position to have say in this transaction. Unfortunately, the poor guy, the poor person, or the poor component of the ecosystem is not in a position to have its say in this transaction, although the transaction is happening related to this component of the ecosystem also. So, the third win he introduced, and then he also introduced another concept related to it, that is the orphan way. Think like an orphan. That much dispassionate involvement is required. So, together means what? Not only one win, not only second win, but the third win too, and that too in the orphan way. पूरी धरती एक बड़ा परिवार है, सोते जागते ही ख्वाब लिखता हूँ, रोशनी की एक किताब लिखता हूँ, अनुशासित इनकलाब लिखता हूँ. ये मैंने नहीं लिखा है, ये लिखाने का है, मैंने पढ़ लिया. So, what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Under the present scenario, putting best foot forward as part of ecosystem. A minuscule, बहुत छोटा सा हिस्सा हो कहीं में इस ecosystem का. So the responsibility lies on me to putting best foot forward as a part of ecosystem, small part of ecosystem, in order to successfully grow together with nature. This is together towards tomorrow. Now friends, what is this tapping the tempo? Tempo, as we know, is the relative speed of something. Primarily, we use this expression in terms of music. So, what is this tapping? Maybe encashing in terms of business. Maybe taking advantage. I like to add one more tone to it. Guiding, getting riding on the momentum. Can I do something to turn it? If I'm not comfortable with the tempo, so should I do something to turn the tempo? Or whatever is there in my mind. Initially, I have to understand and live with it. So, friends, this is the theme. Together towards tomorrow, setting the tempo, business perspective. With this small inaugural welcome and say something to set the tone, I welcome again each one of you. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope to have a wonderful day ahead. I know, I'm sure that something new is going to emerge today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your influential message about winning together. Nothing great will be achieved without great men. And men are only great if they are determined to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have with us Professor R.K. Singh, sir. Professor R.K. Singh, sir, is presently Head Department of Commerce and Dean Faculty of Commerce and Business, University of Delhi. He is a well-respected academician known for his expertise in different academic, administrative, and management areas. He has an experience of more than 28 years, not only in the field of teaching, but also training, research, administration, and fusion of quantitative and qualitative research. He has made valuable contributions through writings for national and international journals published by Springer, Emerald, and many more in the broad domain of managing human resources with focus on effectiveness and spirituality. His conference paper at Qualitative Congress USA on being and becoming spiritual has generated enough heat and gave food for thought both to qualitative and spirituality scholars at University of Illinois. Professor Singh has been editor of Business Analyst, now on editorial board and reviewers, panel of various academic journals. He has held various positions of responsibility including Deputy Dean, Academic Activities and Projects of University of Delhi, Chairman, Governing Body of Bharati College, University of Delhi, Member Academic Council of Mahatma Gandhi International Hindi Central University, Maharashtra, and Manav Ratna University, Haryana. He is a specialist in creating an interface between industry and academic institutions for the benefit of industrial effectiveness, faculty capacity building, and students' enrichment. He has held various positions of responsibility and prestige. He worked with many colleges of University of Delhi, including Sri Ram College of Commerce as well as Jamia Millia Islamia Central University. He is also rich of academic interaction with students and faculty internationally at University of Illinois, Stanford, Berkeley, Golden Gate University, and also taught at Royal University of Bhutan. Dr. R.K. Singh is a specialist in the area of corporate training. He has successfully formulated and headed various training programs in India, leading organizations like Vedanta, Edison Technologies, Steel Authority of India Limited, Gas Authority of India Limited, Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative, Forest Research Institute, Defense Research Development Organization, Punjab Police, Indian Institute of Public Administration, National Hydropower Corporation, Indian Institute of Forest Management, JK Cement Limited, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay National Academy of Social Security, and many more to his credit. His contributions as a trainer have been well acknowledged and appreciated. A big round of applause to welcome him on the dais. So please.
Namaskar. I'm honored to be amongst you today. To be with my teacher. Arun sir is my teacher and even for holding my hands when I was a novice in higher education. I'm grateful to you. Honorable scholars joining us from different parts, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Organizations' effectiveness is largely measured on the basis of consistency and regularity. And today we are here in the fourth edition of ICRB, or fifth. It speaks volumes that this organization is intended to bring some qualitative change in the domain which it has chosen. Please put your hands together. Arun sir is very conscious of quality. He has done a lot of certification also. He is lead assessor. There is a concept of quality in organizations, Six Sigma. I think the selection of the topic is also talking about its Six Sigma. There are 6 T's in the topic. Together, towards, tomorrow, tapping, tempo. So I'm sure that by the end of the day, some meaningful deliberation will come, which could be of some use for academic as well as practice. When I was asked to be with you with a topic, I kept on reflecting that how to assimilate the ideas to do justice with 6 P's, and found that things are changing very fast. Couple of data soon I will be sharing with you. What we are calling that is disruptive time. We have previously set rules, standards are no more useful to predict what is going to happen tomorrow. But this is human nature that we always see the reality from the perspective of knownness. Whatever the known categories are there with us, on the basis of that, we try to see that our future will unfold itself. This disclaimer is needed to be given because what I'm going to share is not something definitive, eclectic truth. These are my own reflections. Everything is so networked that happening of one domain is impacting happening of other domains, whether it is economy, whether it is technology, it is business, it is education, it is personal life. If we focus on one and leave rest aside, there may be a growth, but the growth would be cancerous. So for holistic development, it is required that togetherness, the central theme of today's deliberation. If I'm made to imagine the future, what future is going to be? Buying the cues from the past, the known category, it is very fluid. It is very unorthodox. And one of the examples of fluidity of the future is meaning of the home in times to come. The home where we share our privacy, assert our authority, talk about our likes and dislikes. In present times and in times to come will not remain the same. When we are in our own private place, home, we are not invasion neutral, and mobile phone, whether switched off or on, is continuously translating our private movement, private experience into a data. If you want to read more, there is a book by Shubhana Zawaf. The title of the book is Surveillance Capitalism. Airbnb has gone for giving a new meaning to home. Amazon has gone for giving a new meaning to business. So future appears to be more fungible. When I look at the market and the society, which earlier were supplementing each other, market used to be at separate place, so the society. Market was feeder to the society, feeder to the social needs. But in present times, market has come to our pocket, transcending the time and space. There used to be designated time for the market. And even in larger part of the country, market, the business place remains closed once in a week. But this new market is open 24/7. In midnight, if you want to buy grocery, take out your phone, place the order. By morning, it will be delivered. Society used to have its needs based on its requirements, but now market is shaping the needs of the society. So there is need to see that is market and society what the master of the ceremony was saying, that collaboration. Are they actually collaborating for the win-win to both? Or win-win to all three? Or they are there in the loggerheads? So there is need to deliberate upon this togetherness. The third, whenever we talk about togetherness, we talk about growth. And the growth, a fashionable term, is inclusive growth. But is inclusive growth, in the real sense of the term, a rhetoric, a slogan, or a reality? Because human mind is very exclusive. It does not look at inclusivity. And inclusive growth in present times, data after the data, is supporting that is going to be a dream. Because the more and more we are intending the togetherness to bring inclusivity, more and more exclusivity is setting in. Soon I'll be talking about that. For this togetherness, for this fragile future, for changing present and tomorrow, 4 issues I'm taking up. 1, the economy. 2nd, the environment. 3rd, the technology. And 4th, health. We all know that economic, demographic, and technological forces are shaping new balance of power in the present network world. And this network world, which is giving a very rosy picture, everything good, where we have found life easy, where we have found things of our choice. But the flip side of this is what Edelman talks about, that in network world, there is a gross loss of trust. What I call as trust recession. Edelman has gone for creating trust barometer. Sorry. And the trust barometer says that in the network world, 2/3 of the people they feel that the change is very fast and they will not be able to keep pace with the changing times. 80% of the people feel that they are going to lose the job. 50%, there is a survey done by Edelman across the globe, which the 50% of the respondents, they feel that capitalism of present times causes more harm and less good. 75% of the respondents feel that business is doing less good to the society and more good for themselves in terms of earning profits. So on one hand, this rosy picture gives us a lot of choices which is coming out of the network model of business, network model of economy, network model of technology. On the other hand, the loss of trust on both the parameters, compliance that goods should be delivered as promised, and second, the ethical behavior. In this together model of business, where we are seeing opportunities, there is research done by PwC with the title of World in 2050. The research is basically on two axes. One, the ethical behavior, the other, the competence. It finds that in together world of today, no one is in the domain of competency and ethicality. It takes four broad domains. One domain is of NGOs. PwC's research says that in NGOs, they are very ethical, but they are not competent. It takes business. They say that they are competent, but they are not ethical. And the third category takes of government and media and finds that they are neither ethical nor competent. So four pillars, if they are not congruent in terms of ethicality and the competence, the togetherness must be deliberated. And there should be academic thought given to this togetherness where it is leading to. And the recent example of the togetherness is US-China trade war. This trade war of US and China has resulted into a loss of 700 billion US dollars, which is close to the loss of GDP of the European Union during 2008-2009. So in this together world, what kind of models are going to emerge in economic front that needs to be deliberated upon? And if everything will remain and the loss of the trust would be there, trust is that the other person will not behave otherwise. So what would be the future we would be encountered? I think today researchers would be able to deliberate upon. And this togetherness is not letting economic indicators we speak about. This rosy picture across the globe, including this country, is not in terms of rising GDP. It is talking about secular stagnation. It is talking about centennial slum. So what is happening in one part of the world, one region, one domain, if it is impacting all, it should result into good to all. Contrarily, this togetherness is not getting converted into data. This needs to be explored by the researchers. That what is the tipping point where the market has come to our pocket? 40 years back, there used to be only one car on Indian roads, a giant big car. Now, roads are flooded with cars. There used to be hardly any choice for anything. But now, market is flooded with choices. Are the choices demand propelled or supply propelled? So, in this together world, if business will grow and society would be left behind, with the erosion of the trust, the business models will survive for a long. That needs to be deliberated upon. And with the loss of the trust, we find that the corruption across the globe, we are not able to arrest. Whether it is digital India or some other India. I come from University of Delhi. University of Delhi is highly bureaucratized organization. Every procurement Delhi University makes us to do through GEM, Government E-Marketplace. Everything, sir, means tea, a cup of tea. Every payment is to be made online, but it has not gone for arresting corruption. Because this mobile phone is available on GEM for 1,000 rupees as well as for 30,000 rupees. If you are able to hobnob with the vendor, he will give you for 30,000 on paper and the cut will be given to you in cash. So this together model, which was visualized for good to the society, is actually not, the benefits are not reaching to the right person. So challenging the concept of inclusivity. So what model we are visualizing? The constant rise in the prices of basic goods, including onion. This is example of the threats related to together model of business, together model of the world. Second, and the other thing, that this together model of economic model of business is resulting into feeding out of the middle class. Researches after researches are talking about. The daunting research report is of Stiglitz, the Nobel laureate of economics. He says that in network model of economy, middle class will become dinosaurs. They will go extinct. They are powerful now, but in times to come they will go extinct. And this together model is making the inequality to rise to the tune that 1% of the top echelon, richest people of the world, they have 50% of the wealth of the globe. And the bottom 50% of the globe, they are not having 1% of the resources. So what togetherness we are visualizing? That needs to be deliberated. The second issue is of environment, biodiversity. It is 15th or 16th of February and winter is still there. And this year, the extreme winter, people say that this was there before 122 years before. Now it is going to be the new normal. Extreme drought, extreme flood, extreme weather, extreme temperature. If we talk about the temperature, what temperature the globe was having, the planet was having before the Industrial Revolution, in 350 years roughly, there is 1 degree centigrade hike. But in next 80 years, there will be 3 degree centigrade hike in the temperature of the planet. And this is all togetherness. It is not like this that in US a different story and in India a different story. So this needs to be deliberated upon. When we are talking about the environment and networking, 4 countries, China, Norway, Russia and US, they are fighting strategically to have control over marine route, to have control over fishes, to have control over gases, to have control over natural resources. And we are aware of the Silk Road, the Chinese initiative. China has gone a step ahead. To control over the environment, China is talking about Polar Silk Road. In name of the development, you have control. You have more networked business, more networked economy, more networked environment. But this is making oceans to go warmer, more stormier, more acidic, causing hazard to the nature. So what Kabir used to say, "Jahan jahan pooju soi parikrama pooju aur na deva," was talking about the symbiotic relationship between the nature and the culture. They have come there in the loggerheads. And someone says that the first industrial revolution was on the cost of the nature, the natural resource. We went for consuming the natural resource to make the development to happen. So if the nature and the culture dialogue we are not able to address in the present network world, what kind of the world we are looking at? If every time the culture will flourish on the cost of the nature, from first industrial revolution to fourth industrial revolution, where we are heading to? Look at the rate of urbanization. Urbanization data speaks about that in last 19 years, we have gone for using worldwide 85% of the wetland, 75% of the land surface we have altered, and the 66% of the ocean area we have gone for impacting adversely. And this data of World Economic Forum says that by 2030, the urbanization would be 3 times more than what it was in the year 2000. So in this together world model, where we will reach, the academics needs to take it up. Sorry. And thawing of permafrost, water crisis, it is said that maybe the next world war would be for water. The water crisis and the rising urbanization needs to be brought there in the domain of the research, that this together model is creating, what kind of the perils it is creating for humanity. The third issue is technology. Our life, anyone's life, in present times is not possible to be visualized without technology. And in technological domain, physical, digital and biological worlds are coming together. There we are talking about 3D printers, we are talking about sensors, we are talking about Internet of everything. We are talking about precision medicines. We are talking about designer babies. We are talking about all-weather attire. It is good for us to have a better life. But this technology, the flip side of this, that in networked model of technology, one threat which is emerging, that different countries are looking at 5G network differently, dominated by China and US. So if the China has a different 5G model and US has a different 5G model and India has a different 5G model, this growth together, network model of economy would be at the challenge in times to come. And with the rise in the technology, one threat is, I told that the First World War was on the cost of the nature. Sorry, the first industrial revolution on the cost of the nature, but this fourth IR, this fourth industrial revolution is on the cost of the human nature. And technology, which is creating three types of robots. One, the robots, the machines, those who take command from us and act as per our instructions. The second, the humanoids, which are behaving like humans, are able to tap even the emotions and close to the human response. That is also acceptable. But the technology is breeding the third kind of the robots, the human robots, which is making us to behave the way technology wants us to behave. I look at my students in my class. If I'm strict in the class, they don't look at their phones, in my knowledge. But immediately after the class, they open it. We all of us do it. Great. And if for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, there is no message, there is no phone call, often we get worried. Network काम कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा है. And you are in conversation with somebody who has come to meet you traveling miles, but suddenly your phone ringer is on. So you will leave the person's physical presence and will go for attending the phone. So this phone is making us to behave the way it wants. It is taming the nature, human behavior. So this fourth industrial revolution, this technology, this network technology, that is creating the human behavior to get changed. And this taming is creating a lot of threats. We need to bring it in our domain of research. In addition to that, the issue of security, cyber hazards, cyber bullying, organized cyber crimes, deep fake videos, mass surveillance. These are the issues which should be looked at when we are talking about how together we are going to grow in present times. And this technology, it is very capital intensive. Interesting piece of research of the Glass Swab which says that technology on one hand is claiming to bring efficiency, but it is not bringing human efficiency. And there is a continuously loss of the human efficiency in the present network technological model of growth. With the loss of the human efficiency, we will find that if the technology is to be used, the model would be very capital intensive. So on one hand, there is a loss of efficiency of the manpower. On other hand, there would be capital intensive business. So where we will go? And in the capital intensive model, lot many repetitive works, jobs would be replaced by the machines. So this together model is, if it is not dealt with properly, it will create a threat. And capitalism, which is need of the hour, most fashionable, cannot be eaten raw. The raw capitalism is antisocial. Therefore, this capitalism of present times is to be cooked by the society to be seen how it could be used. Else, this model will be lopsided. Sorry. And this technology is creating a digital divide. It is not like this that technology, which majority of us are using, we find that every day 1 million people, they join internet. We find that 40% of the global population is having use of technology. It is creating a digital divide that either you know or you don't know. And it is creating a redundancy to the extent that a skill set which is required today, in the next 5 years' time, it will go redundant. And researchers after researchers are knocking this, are hammering this, that upskilling and the reskilling of the majority of the workforce that is required at a very faster pace. Are we ready for this? That if in the 5 years' time, if the shelf life of this skill is 5 years, are we equipped enough to upgrade, upskill, reskill our workforce every 5 years? That needs to be deliberated upon. The organizational life, I'm talking about Standard & Poor's 500 companies. The organizational life on an average used to be 60 years, which has come down to 18 years. So with the loss of organizational life and the skill life, what would be our future? There is a need to look at it. And the last issue is of health. That is also very good. The network model, the technology, the nuclear medicine, the precision medicine has gone for giving us longevity. It has been able to arrest sickness. It has been able to provide a lot many things which earlier were not there. It has been able to arrest epidemic, endemic, and pandemic. But at the same time, we find that we have not been able to control Zika. We have not been able to control nCoV, this corona virus. We have not been able to control Ebola. So more and more control we are claiming over health. That we are in the control of the things. More and more variables are going out of hand. So therefore, this needs to be looked at, that where things are amiss, where we are missing the link in this together model of everything. Sorry. And with the longevity and lifestyle and climatic change, we have to look at the challenges of present times and future. That when longevity will go, the demand for the society of the people living for a longer period, that will change. जिसको कहते हैं कि तुम ही न सुन सके अगर किस्साए गम सुनेगा कौन. The demand for the old aged people, the help to the old aged people, that will arise. Will we be able to provide them, or we will give only a long life? Are we going to give them the healthy life also? That needs to be deliberated upon. And with this health issue, which I'm sure that researchers should be able to deal with all together, instead of taking much of time, that how economy is to be dealt in together model, how environment, how technology, and how health is to be looked at. There is a need to build 4 types of intelligence. The first intelligence is body intelligence related to health. That we are able to understand that how the weather is behaving, how the context is behaving, how technology is behaving, and how economy is behaving, the body should respond accordingly. For that, there is a need to build the physical intelligence, the body intelligence. Second, there is a need to build the mind intelligence, the contextual intelligence. That contextual intelligence is that we have to look at that what is happening around and repositioning ourselves accordingly. The third, very popular, that there is a need to bring heart intelligence, that what we call as emotional intelligence, where we know ourselves and know others and place ourselves accordingly so that we are able to create a bigger world. And the last is the soul, the inspirational intelligence. That should be brought there in our domain, in our regimen, if we want to have bigger tomorrow together. And if I'm allowed, that this together model of today was taught 2,000 years back in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna goes for telling Arjun that everything is me, everything you see in me. And to prove his point in 10th chapter, Lord Krishna says that Vishnu Nam Vasudeva Asmi, Pandavanam Dhananjaya, Kavi Nam Api Aham Vyasa, Muni Nam Ushna Kavi. Meaning thereby that among Yadavas, I'm Vasudeva. Among Pandavas, I'm Arjuna. Among poets, I'm Shukracharya. Among saints, I'm Vyas. All good. At the same time, he says that Dyutam Chalitam Asmi Tejo Tejasvinam Aham Jaya Asmi Vyavasaya Asmi Sattvam Sattvatam Aham. It is not like this that I'm good of all good. I'm bad of all bad also. And the most deceitful act of human beings, gambling, it is I am. Meaning thereby, and there you know that in 11th chapter, Arjun demands to Krishna that you show me the Virat Swarup, whatever you have said, that is audio. I want to see the video. And Krishna goes for showing the Virat Swarup. And then he finds that everything is getting submerged, subsumed in that Virat. In this Virat of together of the world, everything is getting subsumed, good and bad both. So our wrongdoings, our good doings are impacting us as well as others. Whether it is economy or it is technology or it is business or it is something else. Therefore, there is a need, there is a caution that in together model, if we are doing wrong, whether it is, just now I told you that business and government and the NGOs and the media, if any sector, any domain is doing wrong, is doing bad, not keeping the holisticity in mind, we will not have a better tomorrow, the world of tomorrow. So there is need to create a self-restraint where the model is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, where the model is let's grow together. That what Kathopanishad first shloka says, that Sahanau Avatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinam Adhitam Astu Ma Vidishavahe. If we will not be keeping the interest of others and thinking only about that others will keep interest of mine, then this world would be a very decoupled world. It would be very fragmented. At the top of it, it would be appearing very together, but at the bottom and inside, it would be very fragmented. And in the fragmented world, the together growth will not be achieved. Therefore, there is a need for us to look at it from the practitioner's perspective, from consumer's perspective, from professional perspective, so that we are able to create a better world of tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing how market and society can collaborate for the win-win situation in the economy. Now I request Professor Arun Kumar sir to present memento to Professor RTC sir as a token of gratitude. Now I have some important announcement to make before closing the inaugural session. The technical session will begin at sharp 10:50 a.m. and pertinent information relating to the technical session is already furnished in your place. Now with the permission of dignitaries, may I announce the inaugural session to be closed?
Excuse me. Are we allowed to ask one or two questions? Do we have time?
Yeah, that's sure.
Sir.
So, thank you, sir. I request all of you to move for the group photography downstairs and then you can join us for the high tea. Thank you.